Whether you're a die-hard football fan or just keeping an eye on the game, the saga surrounding Manchester United's rising star, Mason Greenwood, likely caught your attention. From a career on the brink to a triumphant comeback, Greenwood's story is just one out of many remarkable journeys of football icons. Watch the video until the end to discover other stories of players who revived their careers. Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku has walked through the paths of revival at various points of his career. First was when he left his boyhood club Anderlecht in 2011 to sign for Chelsea. The young Lukaku was already painting the Belgian league with goals, but couldn't break into the first team, which already had big names like Didier Drogba, Florent Malota, Fernando Torres, and a host of other established attacking players. To garner more experience and play minutes, Lukaku had loan spells at West Bromwich, Albion, and Everton, where he showcased his goal-scoring and finishing prowess. He eventually joined Everton permanently, developing into one of the league's most lethal frontmen. His status as a dominant number 9 made Manchester United splash £75 million for his signature in 2017. However, life at Old Trafford didn't turn out as expected. Lukaku struggled, suffering a massive drop in form. 2 seasons later, the Belgian was out of Old Trafford, joining Inter Milan in a bid to regain his form. Interestingly, Lukaku returned back to his best at Inter Milan, scoring goals with ease, powering the club to the finals of the 2020 Europa League and also a league title in 2021. In the league-winning season, he also narrowly missed out of the league's Golden Boot, finishing behind Cristiano Ronaldo. Lukaku had now solidified his status as a prominent goal poacher and, in August 2021, returned to Chelsea for a second stint. However, his return would turn out to be a failure, marking another downslide in his career. He returned to Inter Milan on loan and helped the club reach the 2023 Champions League final. Lukaku currently plies his trade with AS Roma and is back to his best, netting goals week in, week out for the Rome-based club. Kevin De Bruyne. Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne is currently one of the best players in world football, but the Belgian talisman never had it all rosy. It was clear that he had potential, which made Chelsea sign him from boyhood club RC Genk in 2012. But he failed to land a spot in the first team after being unable to impress then Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho. Lack of playing time prompted a move out of Stamford Bridge. De Bruyne moved to Werder Bremen and subsequently to Wolfsburg, where he broke into the limelight with his outstanding playmaking abilities. He turned this fortune around by recording 16 goals and 28 assists in his breakout season, and was named the 2015 German Footballer of the Year. This outstanding performance earned him a move to Manchester City, and since then, the player has never looked back, shaping to become one of the most lethal attacking midfielders in the history of the game. Mason Greenwood. When Mason Greenwood burst into the limelight in 2019, it was clear to all that the young Englishman was a generational talent. Despite his lack of experience in the first team, Greenwood proved his talents in his breakthrough season, producing top performances and scoring vital goals for his team. The then 18-year-old racked up an impressive 17 goals and 4 assists in his first full season, with the first team playing mostly as right winger or center forward. Greenwood was so good from the flanks. His energy, trickery, speed, and keen eye for goals made him one of the most highly rated players in England and Europe. After a successful breakout season, Mason Greenwood was handed the number 11 shirt by Manchester United, and many looked up to him to become another great Red Devil like Ryan Giggs, one of the most iconic jersey number 11 occupants at the club. The young Englishman continued to be a vital member of Manchester United's setup and was shaping out to be a prolific goalscorer for the club. At the age of 20, Greenwood has already registered 32 goals for United, making him one of the most prolific teenage goal scorers in the club's history. But things began to fall apart for the player in January 2022. He was accused of assault and threat to by his girlfriend, who released incriminating posts on social media against the Manchester United star. This accusation made Greenwood's career take a huge negative turn. He was suspended by Manchester United, arrested by the police, and lost endorsements with Nike and EA Sports. Amidst investigations and his arrest, Greenwood missed over 18 months of football. His shirt number was assigned to newcomer Rasmus Holland, and it looked like his career was over even before it started. However, in February 2023, all charges were dropped, but the player was not accepted back at Old Trafford, but loaned out to Getafe as he was still contracted to the club. Greenwood began his career rebuild with the Spanish club and has so far revived his career by becoming a key player for the club, like in a 3-3 versus Atletico Madrid, where he was praised by Antoine Griezmann, who singled out the Englishman for his performance. Greenwood hurt us a lot. We couldn't stop him at the end of the game, and 2 goals came. He has registered double digits of goal contributions in his first few months at Getafe, and with the way he's playing, we might just see Greenwood once again in a Manchester United jersey sooner than later. Mohamed Salah. Another player who shared a similar revival story like Kevin De Bruyne is Mohamed Salah. The Egyptian, who was gradually gaining prominence in the sport, saw his career suffer a stunt after he signed for Chelsea from Basel in 2015. The Blues boasted of a star-studded squad at the time, which made it difficult for Salah to secure a permanent shirt in the first team, as well as regular game time. He was sent on loan to Fiorentina and afterwards to AS Roma, which turned out to be the turning point of his career. Salah's overall gameplay and scoring abilities greatly improved while at Roma, and he registered 48 goal contributions in 2 seasons in Rome. That form caught the attention of Liverpool, and after completing a transfer to Anfield, Salah has consistently and constantly written his name in the history books for the club. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Another player who seems to have revived his career in recent times is former Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Barcelona, and Chelsea forward Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. In his prime days, the Gabon international was one of the most feared attackers in Europe. Aubameyang was a prolific poacher at Dortmund and Arsenal, winning the Golden Boot in Germany and England. At Arsenal, he was one of the club's most dependable and senior players who led the team from the attack thanks to his efficiency in the final third. He even guided the club to an FA Cup triumph as club captain. But things changed in the 2020-2021 season, as off-the-field issues with manager Mikel Arteta saw Aubameyang deprived of playing time. He was stripped of the captaincy and was frozen out of the first team. These issues, lack of playing time, as well as age, made Aubameyang lose his ruthlessness in front of goal. The player was a shadow of himself after leaving Arsenal, struggling at Barcelona and Chelsea. At Chelsea, he was left out of the club's Champions League squad and barely made it into the matchday squad in the league. He managed just a combined 16 goals in 45 games for the Spanish and English sides. At 34, everyone thought Aubameyang had lost his scoring boots and should be considering retirement. But he has proved his critics wrong since his move to Olympique Marseille. The former Arsenal man is back to enjoying regular playing time and finding the back of the net. He is currently one of Marseille's top goal scorers in the 2023-2024 season. His most memorable performance so far was in the group stage of the Europa League, where he scored a hat-trick which included a spectacular overhead kick to secure qualification to the knockout stage for his French club. Isco. Francisco Roman Alarcón Suarez, popularly known as Isco, is the most prominent and decorated player on this list of players who revived their careers. The former Real Madrid star almost went from being a 5-time Champions League winner to becoming clubless at the age of 30. Isco rose to prominence during his stellar days at Malaga, earning the prestigious Golden Boy Award in 2012. His remarkable talents attracted Real Madrid, who secured him for 30 million euros. At the Bernabeu, Isco flourished, contributing to 3 La Liga titles and clinching 5 UEFA Champions League winners' medals. However, the 2021-22 season saw a decline in Isco's fortunes, as he fell out of favor with coach Carlo Ancelotti. Despite once being a pivotal player, he only managed 407 minutes on the field. Upon leaving Real Madrid in 2022, Isco surprisingly faced challenges securing a new club. Although initially signing a 2-year deal with Sevilla, his contract was terminated after just 4 months due to not meeting the club's expectations. As stated by coach Jorge Sampaoli, Isco's attempts to sign with other clubs proved futile, leaving him without a team in the first half of 2023. Real Betis eventually took a chance on him, offering a skeptical 1-year contract. Contrary to expectations, Isco showcased his enduring class, becoming one of the standout performers not only for the club, but the entire league. Recognizing his resurgence, Real Betis rewarded him with a lucrative 4-year contract extension. Isco has truly proven that in football, class remains permanent, even in the face of temporary setbacks. These players have shown us that setbacks are a part of life, but they can be the motivation towards returning to the top. Which others can you think of? Let us know in the comment section below this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss our future videos.